Hi, my name is Sarah Miller and I'm the CEO of the Rediscovery Centre. I would also like to thank the NESC for conducting and commissioning this research. I think it's really important that this work is carried out, and we're delighted to have been part of the research, and we thank Simon for including us in the study also. Simon has asked me to speak specifically about adopting circular economy practice, so I'm going to try and focus in on that, but before that I'll just give you a little bit of a background on who we are and what we do. So we're an environmental social enterprise primarily, but we're pretty much evolving into a research and education centre for the circular economy. We were established in 2004 in Ballymun as part of the Regeneration Initiative. And that's very important because I guess without that initial support from Ballymun Regeneration, we wouldn't exist and we wouldn't have been able to, I suppose, develop into the type of organisation that we are. So funded under the Department of Housing at the time, we received funding which I suppose was targeted towards the development of social, economic and environmental regeneration. So the Regeneration Initiative wasn't just solely focused on physical regeneration of the Ballymun area, but it really did take a very deep look at sustainable development, which was obviously very important for us. So we're primarily reuse social enterprises and we support the development of reuse social enterprise. We are very much engaged in behavioural change. We have a very comprehensive education programme and research programme. We're involved in skills training and development for long-term unemployed people in the Ballymun area. And we are very much trying to bring about, I suppose, an adoption of the circular economy and advocating for that. With respect to circular economy principles that we feel we have adopted within our organisation, we are very much about maximising value or rediscovering value, as we say. Pretty much about trying to design out waste. We're looking at regenerative and restorative practices. And that's not just from an environmental point of view, it's from a social and from an economic point of view as well. And that's really important if we do want to deliver a competitive and I suppose, resilient society. We do differentiate between consumable and durable components, and I think this is a very important aspect of the circular economy. The more technical components of our systems, which need to be made from technical components, basically they need to be sustainable, they need to be durable, and they need to last longer. We recognise there are consumables as well that go alongside that, but those materials need to be non-toxic, natural, biodegradable materials, and we work very much to try and promote that within our enterprises. And it is difficult. There are a lot of materials out there that don't exist yet. There are, solutions that can be developed for the consumable market, but they're still in their infancy, and we work with some products, but we still feel there's a long way to go on the consumable side. And one of the things, I suppose, that we're very happy to be engaged with now is that the fuel for all of our operations is now renewable and sustainable because of the new centre that we have built in Ballymun. In terms of our social enterprise then, our first social enterprise that we developed was in 2006, and that was Rediscover Furniture. Basically what we do here is we accept donations of furniture from the public. We do some collections as well. And we pretty much cherry pick what we take. So we are looking at that durability. Is this material suitable for upcycling and reuse, and will it last? We also do quite a bit of repair within our organisation, so people will bring us their furniture and they will look for it to be restored or upcycled. And again, that's prolonging the cycle of that product and keeping it in circulation longer. We do a little bit of redesign work. Where something is not fit for repair, we will actually break it down to its component parts and build something else from it. And then where we're unable to do the reuse element of it or break it into component parts, it is recycled. So pretty much feeding into the technical cycles of the circular economy within that organisation. Rediscover Cycling is very similar as well. So it is basically a bike reuse programme. Again, we work in Ballymun working with long-term unemployed people. Trainees come on the programme and they stay with us anything from 9 months to maybe 3 years. Over 95% of the people that we work with go on to go into full-time education or else to get jobs, which is a really high success rate. We have people waiting for our bike mechanics. They can't get enough of the actual trainees that we are producing, which is wonderful because some of the people coming to us have never had a job. Some of them have maybe, been out of work for 40 years, and we have to get them from the stage of managing to get to work in the morning to actually getting to the stage where they are ready to go to work and are keen to work as well. And that in itself is a process. Again, with the bicycles, we do repair work. We also do a lot of reuse. We do commissioning work. We work on old bicycles. We also remake some bicycles, put different parts of bicycles together and come up with unusual products, shall we say. And we also do a little bit of dismantling as well and reusing parts. What we can't use, again, we recycle. Rediscover Fashion is a fashion initiative. Again, we do a lot of work with the local community in terms of giving opportunities for young designers, for dressmakers in the area. And this is something that is kind of much needed in Ireland. A lot of our designers go overseas. There isn't really a culture of dressmaking anymore, or of tailoring, and it is something that we used to be very good at in Ireland, and it is something that we need to support more. So we do believe that this project has great potential to support that sector. In terms of the activities of Rediscover Fashion, we run a fashion label like any other label, so we bring out spring, summer and autumn and winter collections. Again, we do upcycling and redesigning of clothing for our customers. We do a bit of cascading within this as well, so where something isn't suitable for direct reuse or maybe for upcycling, then it may be broken down to lesser valued materials and be used for fill, for cushions, or be used at a very later stage for maybe RDF. And anything we can't reuse, again, is recycled or used for RDF. Rediscover Paint works primarily within the reuse cycle. So what we do here is we work with local authorities, with their recycling centres, and we accept paint that is suitable for reuse, water-based paints, and we bring those back to our workshop and through our community employment programme, produce new paint through and distribute that through a community distribution scheme. So anyone can come to us, primarily community groups. In fairness, we have about 100 members, but people will come to us if they're looking for paint. They can join as a member. It's €30, you get 50 litres of paint. It's a real win-win for everyone because we're able to take the paint from the recycling centre, so it's not getting shipped off for incineration. We're able to reuse it. It's going to a really good cause within the local community, and people can, basically paint their whole houses for €30, which if anybody has tried to paint a house recently will know is a great bargain. So that's the social enterprise side of things. I suppose a lot of people will be aware of our latest development, which is the WISER project. So WISER is working with industrial spaces to exemplify reuse. This is a LIFE-funded initiative under the EU LIFE programme, with match funding from Dublin City Council, the Department of Community, Climate Action and the Environment, and also funding through the Department of Housing, Planning, Community and Local Government. Basically what we set out to do here was to design a centre for innovation for reuse in the circular economy. I know some people in the room have been there, and those that haven't been there, I would like to extend an open invite on the 11th of May at 3 p.m. because we're having our official launch. It would be great to see you there. Basically, it has been designed to exemplify reuse and to exemplify the circular economy. So within the system and within the actual building, you will see a lot of closed loop cycles. So I've just put up the food cycle here. We have a lot of cycles throughout the centre, from material cycles, water cycles, energy cycles. But this one pretty much depicts what we are trying to do. So we have a social enterprise cafe, which is run by the Green Kitchen, Walkinstown, the Walk organisation programme. So they are working with long-term unemployed, but also with people with learning disabilities, to give them an opportunity to get into the workplace. They run the kitchen. Inevitably, it does produce some food waste. That food waste is then composted on site in our in-vessel composter. The compost that is produced is then used on site in the kitchen garden to produce food, which is then used in the cafe. And these are really simple lessons that people can, I suppose, buy into very quickly. We work with a lot of schools. Last year we had 9,000 kids through our education programme. This year we're looking at 12. These types of lessons are really important that we get everybody on board and that people start to realise that this is how the circular economy works. It's about designing out waste. It's about adopting these circular economy practices. And that's what we try to do with our new centre. In terms of value creation and looking at the different levels of circularity, I suppose what we primarily work within is circling longer, so kind of maximising reuse and keeping materials in the life cycle longer and longer. When we're looking at direct use as well, we're working within the inner circle, and again we do a little bit of that, and we do some cascading where material values begin to diminish as you recycle them or reuse them over multiples of times. What we really want to be looking at is the pure cycle, so looking at what you were talking about there, Cecil, looking at the material composition, looking at how our products are made, designing them for reuse, designing for material productivity so that our materials last longer and they work better. And we think key to this, I suppose, is the whole area of building capacity and changing behaviour and bringing about positive environmental behavioural change with respect to material use and consumption. Sorry, I'm getting my 1 minute warning. Another thing we do a lot of is supporting innovation. We work a lot with corporate organisations and also with the universities in Dublin. We have been lucky to have some very successful spin-outs from the organisation, and we continue to do this work, which we do believe is really important for us to develop a circular economy in Ireland. And that's my time. Thanks very much.